From time to time, we get notifications that there are errors in the PACEs, both the ones that we get from ACE and the ones that we produce locally here. And just want to take a moment to guide you through a process, take you through a couple of steps in how to report these errors so that we can streamline this process both for you and so that we can serve you better in this process. The first thing to watch out for is the addition of the PACE. Some of the PACEs that we have in stock are 3rd edition, some are 4th edition, and there are ones that we're in a transitional period as we update. And sometimes we get new ones from ACE with the score keys to match, but we still have some of that old 3rd edition stock. Some of them, like word building and social studies, are completely updated to 4th edition already. Others, like maths and English, are still in the process. In some courses, like biology, there are significant changes, and so the whole course needs to be changed, and you absolutely will need new score keys for that. Whereas some of these are just simple updates like spelling, layout, adding in new cartoon characters, and things like that. And sometimes it's just a cover that's updated so it looks nice and modern, and things like that. The first thing to check when you are concerned about a PACE error is if the addition of your PACE and the addition of your score key is exactly the same. You will easily be able to tell us because the cover should look the same. It's just, of course, the score key will be in black and white. If a student comes to you with an error in the PACE, the first thing you can do is just check the addition. If it is that the addition is different, you've got a 3rd edition score key and a 4th edition PACE, it might be time to add a new score key to your next order. Now, the one that is more difficult to pick up is when there is a revision in the PACEs. This will often be the same cover, but they've done some more minor updates to the PACEs themselves. The way to check this is you have to open up the front cover of the PACE, and down in the bottom, there'll be a little notice that says revision. It'll have the copyright date and it will have revision above it. If an error has previously been identified in a PACE, ACE will update and do a revision. Now, we don't always know that revisions are coming. Additions, easy, because we see the change in the PACE cover when we're putting it on the shelf once a container arrives. But the additions, we don't always know when a new addition is. So the sooner we can pick it up, the sooner we can let people know. Again, the solution is if the additions are different, high chance that you will need to purchase a new score key when you put in your next order. Now, when it comes to our locally produced PACEs, things like social studies and maths and some of our local courses, you just need to check that the copyright date in the inside cover, so same as the revision, the copyright date on the inside cover should be the same for both the score key and the PACE. If they are different, there is a high chance that you'll need to get a new score key. Now, sometimes the warehouse staff will actually pick it up, especially if we have a major update and we've replaced the whole course. They will pick up that someone has just ordered the new set of PACEs, and they will get the partner support team to contact you and say, hey, do you need to purchase the new score keys as well? Because you may not be aware. Now, on our web store, we do try and notify you by putting it in the description that the course will need a new score key. The same with some of the additions and the revision changes where we know and where we pick them up. But sometimes we can't get to all of them, especially when it gets really busy. Now, before I get into reporting errors themselves and the process there, I do want to say just a couple of things. These are sorts of things that can pop up if you tend to keep a lot of stock on hand. So if you only put in a couple of orders a year, or one order per year, one large order per year, you may find sometimes you'll get stock that's different, even to the point where you might have an older PACE with a newer score key. So just keep that in mind if you are one that keeps a large stock of PACEs so that you can cut down on postage costs. It's totally understandable, but something just to keep in mind. Now, this is why we ask you to check these things before reporting an error, because if you can pick up at your end, hey, I just need to get a new score key, that is a lot easier. It's going to be a lot quicker for you. It's going to be a lot quicker for us, and we're going to be able to come to that solution quickly. Another thing that pops up, now this may not apply in Indonesia, color spelt without a U is not an error. In moderation, it doesn't matter. The moderators will accept one or the other. They'll accept both. It's not a problem. So please don't report color being spelt wrong, or honor, or savior, or any of those words. We are aware that it's different, and you just spell it the way that you need to. Now, the reporting process, Once you have established that both the pace and the key match for both revision and addition, then you can send us an email to let us know that you found an error in the pace. You do need to include the following photos so that we can investigate quicker, because if you can send us more information at the start, it will save us a lot of time backwards and forwards by email or going out to have a look at the paces when there's some things that sometimes we can pick up or an error has already been reported and we can just let you know. So the more information that you can provide to us initially, the quicker we will be able to arrive at a solution. So what you will need to provide is the following list of photos. You will need a photo of the front cover of the pace. You will need a photo of the front cover of the score key. You will need a photo of the copyright notice of the inside of the pace and the inside of the score key, a photo of the inside of the score key. You will need a photo of the full page that the error is on. We need to be able to see the page number so that it's much easier for us to find. Then a photo of the error itself, so the question or questions, any of workings out or something that the student may have done, unless it's in one of the examples. We have had that before as well. And a photo of the answer in the score key. Now, if the error is not a discrepancy between the score key and the pace, obviously you don't need to include photos of the score key. Please also include in your email any relevant information, any explanation, any concern that you have about why this is an error so that we can determine quickly, and it will aid us in our investigation. And you will need to send that email to info@scee.edu.au. That's info@scee.edu.au. From there, if an error is determined, we will pass that on to ACE Ministries in the United States if it's a US PACE. If it's a local PACE, we will pass it on to our local curriculum development so that they can fix it in-house, especially when it is our local PACEs. Any feedback like that you can give is great because we want to get it right. Too often, an error has come back on a PACE that's been out for 3-4 years, and we're wondering why on earth have people just been living with this? Please feedback to us as soon as possible if you pick up an error, especially in our local stuff, so that we can fix that and provide you with a better and more accurate product. I hope that this has been helpful for you and gives you some pointers on how to deal with errors, how to pick things up. Please, if you are a principal or administrator watching this, please pass this on to your Learning Centre staff so that they also know how to do it. So it saves time if they're in the classroom and they pick up one of these errors and it is simply a PACE not matching the score key addition-wise, and you can speed up that process and know, hey, we just got to order a new PACE. That's super helpful for us and helps us to be able to manage our time and offerings to you better. But it also means that we can give you better service, which is our aim. God bless and happy 2026.